Good morning, Simplifiers. How are you doing? I am Diana with Diana Simplifies, and I have not done a cleaning video in forever. I don't even remember the last cleaning video I did. So if you happen to be new here or you haven't been here in a while and you don't remember, I have been cleaning houses for 26 years. And my friend Jenny, who watches faithfully, always calls me, she calls me a professional cleaner. I don't consider myself professional anything, but it's so sweet of her to say that. I guess that is, I don't know. I literally call myself a cleaning lady. That's what I call myself. So anyway, I've done that for 26 years. My anniversary comes up right around July 1st, July 4th, something like that every year, because I found my first client at a party and started cleaning for her right after that. And it just spread from there. And it was always word of mouth. I didn't advertise, it was word of mouth. Okay, so anyway, I have not been cleaning. I have been cleaning. I've not been cleaning on YouTube. I haven't been keeping my house up like I should. The other day, I just dusted the whole house. Or not the whole house. I didn't do the den. The den is the dustiest, and I didn't do it yet. But I did everything else pretty much. And then maybe 2 weeks before that, I had dusted most of the house, so it wasn't bad. But before that, dust everywhere. I had not been dusting. So anyway, let's just go ahead and get into it. I'm gonna do the blinds first. So I'll pull them down. It's really dark in here because you can tell it's dreary out. But these are my new sheets. These are Laura Ashley sheets. Stripes, blue stripes, they're 100% cotton. I just got them from Home Depot, of all the places. I did not know you could order sheets. And I also got a quilt from Home Depot. I did not know that was a thing, but you have to order it online. It's not in stores. Okay, I'm gonna start with the Swiffer duster. Swiffer dusters, if you don't know, they're great. Hands down, in my opinion, they're the best. If you don't like throwing stuff away, and I understand we have a disposable lifestyle and people don't like that, these are lint free. I got these at Walmart a long time ago. Mine are starting to tear up. I guess they still sell them, but I don't know. If they don't sell them there, you can get lint free cloths from Lowe's or Home Depot. So, but that's what that is. So that's normal. This is normally what I dust with. Because I'm doing these blinds, I'm going to use this. This is not what I use. I use this at people's houses, and I will tell you, if I use this, there is less dust the next time I go. I just know that from experience, because a lot of products that people are wanting to use have lint. Lint comes off of them. I had one couple that wanted me to use old socks, and their house was always super dusty, and finally I was like, I can't keep doing this. And I used Swiffer dusters, just the dusting cloths, not these, but just the dust cloths. I'd use those forever. And I was like, sorry, I can't keep using this. There's dust everywhere. I'm not used to my houses being super dusty. Every time I go into them, I'm used to them being very not dusty. Even a month later, they wouldn't be dusty. So the Swiffer cloths are really good. And these dusters are also really good. And a lint-free cloth is also really good. And I don't use products. I don't spray anything. The only product I ever use is lemon oil. And I use that very, very sparingly. But if you have antiques or any kind of really good wood furniture, that's what you want to use, is lemon oil. You don't want to use harsh chemicals and sprays. And honestly, all the sprays do is attract more dust. That's just what I've learned. The best way to not attract dust, keep your windows shut, because the pollen will come in. And we do open windows occasionally, but not here in our bedroom, just usually in the kitchen. But I cleaned for people that had pollen covering every surface of their house because they love to open their windows. That's great as long as you're not allergic to anything. If you're allergic to anything at all, I would not be opening windows. And not during pollen season, which really I feel like around here every season's pollen. There's always something blooming here. If it's not that, it's a cedar tree. So anyway, that's just my dusting 2 cents. If you want your house to be pretty dust free, you want to use a lint-free cloth or Swiffer products, or you want to use, and you want to leave your windows shut for the most part. I literally cleaned for people, this was years and years ago. I would go in and all of their surfaces would just be covered. You could just see it was yellow-green pollen. I mean, it's crazy. It wasn't just dust, it was literal pollen. I don't know how I didn't have terrible, I think that was prior to all my sinus problems. I don't know how I didn't have terrible sinus problems back then. Okay, now, anyway, let's do this. So I got stripes and then I got floral. So the first thing that happened, I put this on before I washed it to see if it fit well. It fit great. Because it's cotton, it shrank up. That was irritating, but it shrank a lot, but not all the way. So what I did this morning was I separated everything out. I washed 2 loads, which is crazy. I don't need to wash but 1. But I wanted to just dry this as little as possible. So I only dried this about 30 minutes, hoping it would not shrink up. Because the whole reason I bought new sheets is because my other 100% cotton ones shrank up so bad, it was like fighting a war to put it on the bed, and I was so tired of it. So I talked about I have chronic back pain, and with that, I do not, okay, this is good. This is still fitting. With the chronic back pain, I'm not feeling like jerking and pulling on the sheets, you know? So it's just a no for me. So these are still a little bit big, thank goodness. And I think what I'm gonna do, the other set's a really nice set, and so I just threw it in there on the other bed. I just threw it on top of the bed. I didn't make the bed with it. But I think I'm gonna keep it for that bed for just an extra set of sheets, because that's a queen bed, so I won't have to pull and tug on that, and it'll be too big, and I can just tuck it under, and it'll work just fine. And honestly, the regular, what do you call it? The flat sheet, it did not fit. I don't know if it ever fit right. But I made sure this one fit before because if it wasn't gonna fit, I would send that sucker right back to the Home Depot. So what happens is you have to order it, and you can either have it sent to your house, which can sometimes be a problem, things being sent here. And so we have FedEx people that will just not come all the way to the door, and they'll just stick it out on the sidewalk, and it could be raining and they don't care. So, I had it delivered to the store. Either that or we deliver stuff to Spencer's office, so we don't have to worry about it. And then sometimes it gets delivered after he's left for the day, because he leaves at 5 because he's working in an office. So the last thing we had sent there did not get delivered for a couple more days because he left because it was a work day. So anyway, and then sometimes I try not to have anything delivered during the weekends, but sometimes things get fouled up. They'll say, oh, it's coming on a Tuesday. Next thing you know, it's coming on a Saturday. It's like, that's not what you're getting your order early. It's coming on Saturday. It's like, great, no one's there. So I don't like that either. Somebody actually stole, when Payless was still in business, somebody stole my tennis shoes. Because it got delivered, I think, on a Saturday. Well, I think what happened was it got delivered to the wrong office. That was the first thing. And someone there decided, I guess they were 6.5 or 7, and it was Payless. It wasn't like it was expensive. Either they decided to sell them or use them. So, whatever. But Payless sent me more, but still, really? It wasn't like it was name brand Nikes. Come on. You know, or Reeboks or something. Anyway, so I was happy my point being, I was happy to have it just delivered straight to the store, and then it was very easy for me to just run by and pick it up. And of course they're like, they send me an email, you need an ID. I was like, geez, which, I mean, I have my ID, but geez. Anyway, I get in there. No, I did not need my ID. In case you were wondering, I did not. Okay, here is my new comforter. Now this is reversible, but I don't really care for this side. Nothing wrong with it. It's just, but look how well it matches. Can you believe this? Look at it. It matches the wall exactly. And then, so some of the blue on here, it's kind of hard to see, but some of the blue, let me see if I get it closer. Look how well that matches. Well, I did not expect any of this to work. I didn't expect the blue sheets to work. I just didn't expect anything to work. work and I thought I would just be taking all of it back. And what ended up happening was I loved it all, and it's all staying. So there's that. And the quilt is very thin, but it's also a little bit warm. So we used to also have a blanket on here, and we have been able to take the blanket off. So we're just doing, and in the winter we'll probably get it back fit. Right now we keep our bedroom pretty cool, and we haven't needed the blanket, so that's good. And then I'm always worried. Mila throws up quite a bit. And the other day she's on special expensive food. The food is like $80 for this tiny bag. She's on that. You'd think that would help, right? Not really. And then, but it's the only thing she'll eat, so I just keep giving it to her. $80, whatever. And then I also give her prednisolone. It's like prednisone, but it's a little different. Pretty much the same. But anyway, so I give her that. The other day, I kid you not, I've got it set up where, I'll show you, but I put the shams. If she's gonna lay on here, she's gonna lay right here. So I got the shams where I just place them right here. I never use the shams. I just put the pillowcases on the pillows and call it good. But the shams are, I mean, it's gorgeous. There's no reason not to use them. I just don't use them. One thing, I don't want stuff on the floor, piling up on the floor. And if I did that, I know that's what would happen. I just don't want stuff on the floor at all. So I put this just right here like this. Okay, well one day she did projectile vomiting, so you can't really see, but there's a, I don't know if I can pull it down enough. Okay, right here. She lays right here. She projectile vomited on that and shot it out all over the floor. This is one of my new floors, if you will recall. Look at our beautiful hardwood floor. This is a newer hardwood floor. We've had this, I think, 4 years. So this is my newer floor. The last thing I want on this floor is projectile vomiting. On the other hand, the last thing I want on this brand new comforter is projectile vomiting. So there's that. And then the other funny thing, I washed these sheets before I put them on the bed. We have used them, I got them last week, and so we've used them until today. Today's Wednesday. A couple days in, I noticed Spencer had bled all over his pillow. And I'm like, seriously? Brand new sheets. What is happening? Well, he's got a mole on the back of his neck, and it bleeds sometimes. And I said, listen, or when he's shaving, it bleeds. I said, listen, it's not bleeding because it's cancer. He's been checked. I said, listen, when you're there next time, just have him remove it. Or, freeze it. Just have him freeze it. Because it's not attractive anyway. It's on the back of his neck, but it's not attractive. I'm getting everything frozen off. Listen, just get it frozen the next time. Because I ended up having to wash his. The first time it did not come out. I think it came out the second time. I couldn't find it. So I couldn't believe I had to wash it twice. Like, really? I put stain stuff on it. Okay. It's kind of warm in here. Did he turn the air all the way off? I'm starting to wonder. But the air is loud, so I don't necessarily want it on while I'm in here talking. And then I sleep with 2 pillows. I'm just going to put this over here on this thing. And also, I use black cohosh for hot flashes. And so this blanket is not very attractive, but my sister's mother-in-law made this when her husband passed away. She made this for me out of his shirts. She was really into sewing. And I'm in love with this, and it's so darn comfortable. So I do throw this over me at night sometimes. So I'm gonna go ahead and fold it up properly. Put it back over here so it's not all a big mess. So I do use that. And then I sleep on 2 pillows because I'm having all this neck pain. I'm going to the chiropractor. I'm hoping he can straighten me out today. I don't know if he did something and went a little overboard last time, or if I pulled a muscle. It's probably had nothing to do with him, probably had to do with me, but I'd like to blame it on him instead. But anyway, I sleep with this over my pillow. And then I cover my face with this because it's always so bright in here. I woke up at 5:40 this morning and it was very light outside, even though it's overcast. All right, let me check this air conditioner because I am sweating right now. Okay. It's on, it's just not on very high. I'm gonna put my shoes back on. And I'm gonna vacuum and mop this room. I did another thing. I bought this thing called a Bob Sweep, which is a vacuum robot, and I love vacuum robots. This one works really well, except that it's not going under any furniture. It has a little sensor on the top, so if it senses anything, it won't go under the furniture, which irritates me. That means I have to vacuum it myself. The whole point is I don't want to vacuum. I vacuum other people's houses all week. I don't want to vacuum my own. So the other thing is, I'm just now noticing, now that I've had this thing, I'm sure it's past time to return. I would return it just for this. Although there's certain things about it I like. I would return it because it is not getting up to the wall. It is going about this far from the wall and turning around. It's the only one I've ever had that actually went like this. They never, the Roombas go all over. It's like sort of mapping is this. This Bob Sweep, I'll give it that. It goes this way, but it goes to the wall. Here's the wall. Stops here, turns. What? I've got a cat hair in my face. What? Why would you do that? So it's doing it in the den. It's doing it, I'm sure, in the bathroom. I didn't pay attention to it. I just shut the door on it and let it go. It's doing it in the kitchen. I'm like, okay, well, I've got to get the vacuum. This is the whole point. So it won't go under anything. I think it'll go under this bed because the bed's high enough. But the thing sticks up probably about this much. So it won't go under any sofa. My D-Bot, which was my favorite, went under nearly everything. It hardly ever got stuck anywhere. The Roomba got stuck everywhere. I had lots of Roombas. Roombas kept tearing up. Well, then I did tear up the D-Bot, but it was still my favorite. The Bob Sweep was very expensive. All of these I get on specials. I don't pay full price. The Bob Sweep was very, very expensive, except I think it was $700. They said it was $500 off. I was like, well, after seeing it doesn't hit the wall, who would pay $700 for this? Anyway, I got it for $200, and the reason it was expensive, one of the reasons, it does have a mop on it. I haven't used the mop, but the reason it's so expensive is because it is self-emptying. I don't want it. I do not want it to self-empty. I want to empty it myself because it's got a bag in there, and you've got to pay for the new bags. I don't want to pay for the new bags. I want to just empty it myself. Now, if you're disabled, that'd probably be the best thing ever, especially for $200. But then again, it's not going up to the walls. Not going to help you if you're disabled, because guess who still needs to vacuum? So that's irritating. Okay, I'm going to vacuum real quick. This is my Shark. It's a rocket. It's what I always use. I've used these for a long, long, long time. Let me put you where you can see something. Let's see if you can see here. Yeah, let me get this out of the way. Wasn't thinking. You can see most of this. I think. Let me take down some. There we go. You can see a lot now. also gonna move you guys out of the way. Get behind you. All this stuff has felt under it, so it's not hurting. I can move everything. I told Spencer I want everything to be movable. When we redid the floors, I wouldn't hurt anything. So I'm gonna go behind you real quick. To do is dust back there. I'm just going to move it partially and then I'm going to get back there and dust in a minute. Okay, let's go this way. I still have not been using this thing much. I feel kind of guilty about it. It was about $100. I did get it on sale though. About the duster is you don't have to get down on the floor to get it done. Let's see, this is here. Now, after I said that, I am on the floor, mostly because I don't want that blowing right in my face. This thing's on wheels, so I'm gonna move it out of my way for a second. I think I scared up a lot of dust here. Okay, let's put this back where she belongs. This is, once you get used to laying back on this, it's relaxing, but so far, of course I'm not using it every day, or even nearly every week, but so far I have not noticed a change in my back pain. A lot of times I would do it right before bed, and next morning I hurt just as bad as, every day. So, I don't know. Probably a huge waste of money. See how much dust we're getting here. It's pretty grungy. I'm behind you. Probably can't see much of me. See my rear end, my pink rear end. Should have brought some water in here because now I'm gagging from dust. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and move this all the way back. Okay. Whoop, bumped that with my booty, didn't I? Funny thing is, I've gained several pounds, which is real unusual for me. I think it kind of got started by the prednisone for the surgery, but I didn't really gain that much when I was on the prednisone. But now I'm gaining. So that's kind of funny. I already moved this once. How many times are we going to move this chair today? Thankfully, not heavy. Nope. Dust bunnies. I should have moved this when I was vacuuming, but I was being lazy, so I'm seeing dust bunnies here. So we got into the trash. Really, what I need to do that I haven't done in a long time, I need to get this. I can push the bed too, it's kind of heavy. I need to get Spencer to help me push the bed out and then dust and vacuum real good behind there, because it is hard to get into all those nooks and crannies behind the bed, even though I can get under it with the rocket. That's why I like the rocket instead of the, a lot of people like the upright sharks. I do not. Now they do come apart. I think most of them come apart, but I still like the rocket better. I'm too lazy to do all that taking apart and stuff. It's just, okay, did I do the whole thing? Yeah, everything you said way behind there. I need to do stands too. Okay, so this is filthy now. Yuck. All right, let's just throw that down. Okay, so I'm gonna mop. It's the last piece of this. This is my Libman. See where it says Libman right here? Just spray and mop. You just push this, and then I've got a mop pad on here. This is just filled with water, like I'll do Dawn dishwashing liquid. This is just whatever I have around the house. It's not Dawn, but it's just soapy water, and you don't need much. With Dawn, you only need one drop, literally one drop. Okay, and I just spray and mop. And since this is hardwood, we do not want this sopping wet. This is why I like this mop. We do not want this floor sopping wet. Okay. Hardwood, it is supposed to be sealed. We didn't seal it ourselves, so we don't know how great it's sealed. So we just want this to be damp. And this is a great mop to do that with. Oh, this is also good for laminate because, again, your laminate floor won't be sopping wet. And I've used this on laminate for years. We don't have lemon in it, but I've used it in my job. I've used this in my work for a long, probably 15, at least 15 years. Maybe longer. I really need to do one of these. I'm thinking about getting my dad a Swiffer wet jet. I mean, they're really expensive. It's expensive to keep those up, but he has sitters coming, and I'm just thinking, once somebody was looking for a mop last week, and I'm thinking maybe if the wet jet was just sitting there in the kitchen, maybe they, with a new fresh pad on it, maybe they would use it, you know? And if they're using it, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Maybe, I didn't mean for that to happen. Maybe if they're using it, I need to leave that door open. You know, maybe I'll have to mop less. So, you never know, right? I actually cleaned out a closet. He said that'd be fine. I cleaned out the little coat closet, got all the coats out of it, and put the vacuum in there. His mom had been storing the vacuum out in the garage, and so nobody knows where it is but me. So I put the vacuum in there. The Swiffer stuff was, the cloths were already in there, and the little dusters were already in there, but because the lady doesn't vacuum, she just Swiffers around, which is fine with me. The Swiffer, the little handheld, the Swiffer that's like on this kind of thing, just the dry cloth, it works really well. You can get up a lot with those Swiffers. So I vacuum when I'm there, so I don't care if she's vacuuming, and it's actually kind of nice because it gets a lot of just general dust off the floor and some crumbs. Not huge crumbs, but smaller things. So I don't mind her not vacuuming, but I did put the vacuum where she could locate it because I'm not against her using it if she wants to. Not against it at all. And he won't let them do anything. He won't let them help him with anything. And then the few things he will let them help with, they forget, and then he doesn't understand they're working for 5 or 6 people at least. Some of them I think are working maybe all day, so it's 2 people. It's only 4-hour shifts, so they could be working with 10 people a week, you know, up to 10 people, depending on how many days they're working. And they're not going to remember every little thing, you know. I can't convince some of these things. Mom was the same way. What if she told you once you were supposed to remember that? Didn't matter if you were cleaning for 30 other people. You were supposed to remember, and that's just the way it was. Anyway, you see how quickly this is happening? Let me grab this so I can. Oh my word! I have never. It's because I had it tipped. Sorry, I've never had this much trouble. It's because I had it tipped where you can see me. Anyway, you see how quickly that got done? And now I'm just mopping myself right out of this room. The key is to mop your way out and hopefully not be walking on it. Now, I will say I do walk on. Sometimes I have to. It's just the way it goes. But the tip is to mop your way out. All right, which I have just done. Thanks so much for being with me. I love you guys. I'm so thankful to be back doing some cleaning videos. Let's try to do this again soon. Love you. Bye.